Hello, thank you for coming to my live stream today, guys. We're going to be going over a lot of cool information. We're going to be going over, should I run a stake pool? We're going to be talking about the issues within Daedalus, why that matters, why I keep talking on it, why I harp on it. We're going to be going over when you can get your ITN rewards. I'm going to be having a video coming out later tonight about that. And then after that, we're going to be doing a Shelley AMA. I'm going to be getting all of your guys' staking questions answered. I know a lot of you haven't really seen my old videos, and there's a lot of new people coming to my videos, so I'm just going to get all those questions answered for you guys so you guys can stay educated. I'm going to be talking over a little content in the beginning, like the questions in the video pretty much, and then I'm going to start the Shelley AMA, and then we're going to pretty much go as long as we need to get your guys' questions answered. But thank you guys for coming. You guys have been giving me a lot of support lately, and it's honestly surreal for me. Bloom's been killing it, much more than I thought. I mean, like I said, I finished the ITN with 6 million delegated, so to see Bloom sitting at, I think, like 120 million the last time I checked is like absolutely insane, you know. So really thank you guys for that. I mean, it's really surreal, and I'm not going to take it for granted. I'm going to be paying you guys some great rewards, and I'm going to be really coming out with some content that brings value to the community, and eventually maybe I'll make some dApps for you guys, you know. But thank you so much for your support. I mean, it means the world to me. It really does. I can't wait for this first block. You know, I can't wait to post on Twitter and say, you know, we did it. Our first block on Cardano. That's decentralized. You know, it's not the incentivized testnet. It's not built in Rust. It's the first block in Haskell. You know, it's going to be beautiful. But let's say hi to everyone that just joined real quick before we jump into the content. Ensalada Cardano stake pool with his stake pool called Salad. He said, "Hey Pay, what's up, man? I really appreciate you swinging by today. You know, I haven't seen you since I think it was since the Cardano Summit live stream. So I really appreciate you tuning in today, man. It means a lot." Andre said, "Awesome, thanks for everything." No problem, man. Savat said, "Hey Big Pay, what's up? What's up, man? I appreciate you coming by." Alex said, "What's up, Big Pay? What's up, man?" Andre said, "Could you recommend a proper tutorial from start to finish?" I would say go Coin Cashew, man. I might have a tutorial coming out within these next couple weeks. I've just been a busy boy lately. So from start to finish, I would say Coin Cashew. If you come join the Discord, I will get that for you. Jason said, "Hi, Pay. What's up, man?" Anthony said, "What's up, dude? I'm glad you changed the shirt." Yeah, man. Woke up this morning. It was sticking to me. I was like, man, all right, time to take this Bloom shirt off. But if you guys want to support me, make sure you guys look in the links down below. The first link is a link to my Bloom merch. More merch is going to be coming out every day, but right now we got 2 awesome t-shirts on there with the Bloom logo. One that says Bloom Pool, and then another one without the Bloom Pool. It's just the logo, just so you guys don't get a bunch of questions like, what the heck is a Bloom Pool? You know, so just the logo, make you a little bit more sociable. But unless you want to advertise the pool for us, you know, you can get whichever one you'd like. That does support me directly, so I do really appreciate that. I've been working free for months. August 18th, it's finally all going to pay off with this stake pool, though, you know, so really happy about that. Ensalada said, "It's always a pleasure." Wonder said, "Great stuff, Pay." Thanks, man. Greg said, "Hi, Pay. When and how do we get the ITN rewards?" Got a video coming out, I want to say probably about 5 or 6 p.m. tonight. I'll show you guys exactly how to get your ITN rewards. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited to get my ITN rewards too. You know, I was right there on the grounds with you. So I'm going to be getting the rewards for my stake pool tonight. It's going to be great. Okay, so where am I at? I'll read a couple more and then we'll get started with the content. Andre said, "Awesome. I'm super busy. I'll probably wait for your tutorial." For sure, man. Anthony said, "We got new shirts." Yes, sir. Neo Truth, what's up, man? How you doing, Neo Truth? It's been a while since we've talked, man. Hope everything's going well for you. Pin said, "Block party." Heck yeah, man. We're going to have a block party here soon, about a week from today. We got so many delegates in Bloom Pool that we'll probably be getting blocks first day, man. Probably many the first day, you know. I'm gonna be sitting there having a block party with you guys. We might even have a live stream when the Epoch starts. See if we can get a block during the live stream, man. We can have a block party all together. The first decentralized block. It's going to be awesome, man. Golden SETI gave me a super chat for $5. Thanks so much, man. I really appreciate the direct support. It means a lot. He said, I definitely respect what you're doing. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Phil said, "Hi, Pay. When will all the exchanges get update? I can't withdraw my ADA to stake." Charles Hoskinson came out and said Binance should be ready next week. So I would say probably either this week, next week, or the week after, you'll be all ready to go, man. That's kind of a lesson for you, though, man. You cannot have your ADA on an exchange during these times because it'll always get locked up. Pretty much every time, man. John said, I am on a pool with 100 pledge. Am I screwed? No, man. You'll probably get some blocks as long as they have enough delegated, but remember, pledges usually does mean higher rewards up until a certain point. Anthony said, sweet, Bloom Pool block party, man. Yeah, we all got to be together for that one. It's going to be awesome, man. Okay, so let's start talking. The first topic I wanted to go over today, should you run a stake pool? It's a good question. It has a lot of variables to it. So we're going to have to create a couple different scenarios to decide whether you should create a stake pool or not. Well, first I'm going to tell you the time it takes to build a stake pool. A lot of time. Not to build one, but to actually learn how to do it correctly, and also the time it takes to stay up to date. You know, there's a lot of stuff that you have to do to stay up to date with all this stuff. This ecosystem is rapidly evolving every day. I mean, I have to stay up to date with this news every single day. It's one of the first things I do in the morning. Check the chats, check the news, see what's going on so I can keep you guys informed. Obviously, I'm putting a lot more time into the stake pool stuff than you would need to, right? But I do think, I mean, I've probably spent 8 or 9 months, if you include the ITN as a good learning experience, I've spent 8 or 9 months doing this to get to the point that I'm at today as far as being a stake pool operator. So if you have the time and you have the passion, then no matter what amount of ADA you have, I think you should do it, man. I really do, but it takes a lot more time than you would think, you know? But also, if you're going to talk about rewards, should you start a stake pool up if you don't have... So there's this thing I've been talking about, and I'm going to keep harping on this probably for a long time, maybe forever. I think that if you have a way to bring value to the community, to bring value to the ADA token, I think you should start a stake pool. You got people like Pegasus, people like Martin, people like the Cardanians at ADA Pools. They all bring value to either stake pool operators or to the average delegator, and they bring value to the system, right? So if people that bring value have stake pools, we can vote with their wallet and delegate to those people, and then they will have the ability to keep doing this awesome stuff and to keep providing value to you guys because they're going to have payments from a decentralized blockchain. They don't have to go through anybody else. They can just keep building what they want to build on top of Cardano, right? So if you have an idea for a DApp or an idea for a website, a blockchain explorer, whatever you want, if you create a niche within the market, whether it's a YouTube channel, whatever it is, I think you should create a stake pool. But that's only if you have a way to bring value to the ecosystem. If you just have a chunk of ADA, like 500,000 ADA, and you don't have a way to provide value to the system, you're just going to pledge it and hopefully it comes out. But I don't think you should create one. You also have to think long term. If ADA goes up to $1 or $2 and you have all of your ADA in that pledge, you have 500K ADA in that pledge, you're probably going to want to sell it because you now have $1 million sitting in a wallet at $2, right? And that's why at Bloom I decided to partner up with someone who was in this for the long term. And that's why I did this pledge, because I didn't want to, when ADA goes to $5 eventually in a few years down the road, not financial advice, I didn't want to say, wow, there's a large sum of money in here and I have to pull out. I gotta say bye, right? So there's a lot of things that you guys have to look at. How long you're willing to do it. If you're providing a niche, a value to the community that will bring value to the token, people will support you. I will support you. If you come to me with this cool DApp and you say you're building this, you show me proof of concept and all this stuff, I will support you. I will support your YouTube channel. I will shout you out. I'll shout out your pool, man. And everyone's like that in this community. Everyone will support you. Everyone will help you out if you bring value to us. So that's kind of, should you run a stake pool? If you just have the ADA to do it and you want to start a stake pool by yourself, I would say no, man. I would say just delegate to someone that you support, pay a small fee, and get great rewards. I mean, that's just my opinion on that. But if you, like I said, if you bring value, then go for it, man. All right, so now, remember, I'm going to be getting to the questions here in a minute. I'm just kind of going over the topics. People that watch these guys or watch these live streams once they're not live, they like to have some content up front, and then I start answering the questions. I'm going to be going over all these Shelley questions that you guys have today, so make sure you guys all stay in tune for that. It says there's 91 people here. Awesome, man. These live streams have been killing it lately. I do appreciate all your guys' support. I will keep getting better at this. But let's go into the second topic today, Daedalus Issues. So if you guys haven't heard it all, there's this issue within Daedalus. About 430 pools, I think, it broke. What it is it's not an issue in the back end. It's an issue with Daedalus's GUI, right? So what happens? We'll just start from square one. I built my second stake pool called Bloom 2 probably about 3 nights ago. Stayed up pretty late doing it. Probably got it up about 2 in the morning. There's usually the stake pool hours. I'm sure you guys all know the stake pool hours at 2 in the morning. Well, I registered my pool and it didn't show up. So immediately, I'm not going to think it's Daedalus, right? It's obviously I'm going to think it's me. But then when I check my metadata, I check everything I did, it all checked out. It all worked flawlessly. So I had a lot of people on my Discord server saying, "Hey man, Bloom 1, I can't see it. I can't see it in Daedalus." And so when I registered Bloom 1 the night before, probably about 1 or 2 in the morning, people were waiting on me. People were saying, "Hey Big Peg, I've been waiting all night to delegate to your pool before I go to bed. Where's it at?" So I'm like, "Oh, just give me 20 minutes. I'll have it up." I got the stake pool up. Most of them at that night saw it. They said, "Heck yeah, man, Bloom, block party, we're doing it." Okay, so you guys all delegated to my pool that night. Everyone saw it initially. I registered the pool, and I saw it in Daedalus within 5 minutes. And that was only because I was one of the first 200 pools to do it. So I think that's why Bloom didn't have any issues, because I stayed up all night that night, the first day of release, got the pool up, because I wanted to be able to make videos for you guys the next morning so you guys can stay up to date. So I had a place for you guys to delegate to. It was just really important for me to get the pool up that night. So I stayed up all night doing it. I got it up and everything went fine. But the following morning, about half the people that were just installing the Daedalus wallet said, "Hey, I can't see Bloom. Where's Bloom at?" And I couldn't really help you guys because it showed up for me. It showed up for most of the people that I know. But the following morning, most of the people that were new to the wallet, most of the people that were new to the wallet, they didn't see it at all. Even one of my partners in Bloom couldn't even see their own pool. So I submitted that issue on GitHub and said half the people can see it, half the people can't. They tried to tell me it was a metadata issue, and I'm like, it's not a metadata issue. I've had people see it, and some people that can't. So that's not my metadata, right? It would show up. So then that's the start of the issue. That's where I first realized it. I was the first person to found it. I submitted an issue on GitHub, and it was just because of you guys. You guys are the main reason that I found this issue, because you guys were reaching out to me directly, and we have this weird little connection here where if I upload something, you guys respond immediately, right? So a lot of stake pool operators didn't have that immediate response from a big group of people telling me that they couldn't see the pool. So I raised that issue on GitHub, and it's been building. A lot of people are having this problem. It's not just Bloom, it's everyone. And that's where the second problem started. And this one's even worse than the first one. So I uploaded Bloom 2, like I talked about earlier, late at night, and no one can see it. Still to this day, Bloom Pool 2 has not showed up in Daedalus at all. But when you look at Ada Pools, you look at Pool Tool, it shows up fine. It's an issue within Daedalus. Rick said last night on the Cardano effect that about 420, 430 pools, someone uploaded something that bugged the whole system out, that bugged the whole GUI out. So no pools are even showing up. So we have IOHK making pools that night. We had Emergo making pools that night. And their pools to this day still do not show up in Daedalus along with Bloom 2. So why does this matter, right? Why is this so important? Because the first Epoch starts today. So the way it works is there's going to be a snapshot, I think in probably like 4 or 5 hours from now off the top of my head. And that's going to take a snapshot of all of the ADA delegated to the pools right now. And then that snapshot is when the blocks are... So this Epoch, we'll call it Epoch number 1 tomorrow. I know it's actually Epoch 209, but just to make it nice, we're going to call it Epoch number 1. So Epoch number 1 starts tomorrow, or today. So when Epoch number 1 starts, it takes a screenshot or a snapshot of all of the ADA delegated to all the pools. And then 5 days after that, 1 epoch after that, is when we start making blocks, right? So let's think about what that means. If the snapshot's today, but half the stake pools aren't even showing up in Daedalus, Emergo's pool's not showing up in Daedalus, IOHK's pool's not showing up in Daedalus, let's think about all the other stake pool operators that didn't even get 1 pool showing up in Daedalus. I'm sitting here complaining about my second pool not showing up. Well, that sucks, man. It's going to kill the second pool, but let's think about the stake pool operators that only have 1 pool, that grinded just as hard as me and put their pool up, but it hasn't even showed up yet. So they're not going to have enough ADA to get their first block in the first epoch where you can get blocks. That's why this is a huge issue. That's why I was complaining about it. And I understand things like it's going to have problems, but at the same time, we can't all just say like, oh, bugs happen, blah, 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 blah. This is a game-breaking bug. Not in the sense that anyone's going to, people are going to lose money, specifically stake pool operators and the delegates that wanted to delegate to those stake pools, right? I mean, you guys got to think about how important timing is with this stuff. I got Bloom up day one because I know how important timing is. Because if I'm not up before this first epoch, a lot of people are just going to delegate to other pools. It's that simple. People don't want to lose even $1 in rewards, right? So by these people not having a chance to show off their stake pool in Daedalus because they don't have a venue where they can advertise like I do here, that's a killer. Because when epoch number 1 starts tomorrow or tonight and there's no ADA delegated to your pool, your rank's going to be bad. And the week after that, when we start getting blocks, your performance rank in Daedalus is going to be bad too because you didn't get any blocks and it's not even your fault. It's the GUI issue. And that's why I think IOHK should have put the option in Daedalus to where you can just delegate to the public ID of the stake pool, the pool ID. That would have solved all of these problems, right? We should have a direct way to delegate to a pool within Daedalus and within Yoroi, even if it's not showing up in the GUI because we can't always rely on a GUI. So, I mean, that's my rant about that. That's why it's important. I'm not just bashing IOHK, but at the same time, we need to realize I love Cardano. I love IOHK. I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't. But at the same time, just because I'm talking a little crap about IOHK and said this shouldn't have been a problem because people are losing a lot of money from this, doesn't mean I hate the project. It doesn't mean that I'm spreading FUD because they're going to have this fixed today or tomorrow. So it's okay to have a problem with something that you love. It's okay to criticize something that you love. Because if I post a video every time and you guys dislike the whole video saying, oh, you're spreading FUD, then how can I be transparent with you guys like I would like to be? How can I come out and say, this is the issues that stake pool operators are having? This is the issues that people are running the network are having. If you just dislike my video and say, oh, he's spreading FUD, he's being too hard on IOHK, stake pool operators that have been working their butt off are losing money and they're going to be screwed for these first couple epochs. Is it all going to work out in the end? Yeah, but from my ITN experience, it was very, very important to have your stake pool up initially because a lot of people want to delegate and forget. But that's the end of that rant. That's why that's important. So onto the ITN rewards. This is what's going on with the ITN rewards. Tonight, there will be a snapshot, so the final block tonight in this epoch, I think we're in epoch 208 right now off the top of my head. There's going to be a snapshot, and then that's where all the ADA is going to flood in from the ITN. So right after that, you guys can recover your ADA. I'm going to have a video about that tonight, probably around, I would say 5:30, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when that video will be up, showing you guys how you can recover your rewards and everything. Anything else I want to talk about? Okay, so IOHK creating 20 pools. I'm going to talk about this too. I wasn't angry or upset. A lot of people took my comments about IOHK creating 20 pools like I was sitting in my room angry that they're stealing all my customers. No, man, Bloom's doing great. Anybody can do whatever they want in this decentralized ecosystem. But my ideologies led me to only choose 2 pools initially because I wanted to give room for other stake pool operators to set themselves up when K is so low, only at 150, right? My issue with it was because they're creating 20 pools when K is 150, and that's 13% of the network if they saturate. I know that K150 does not mean there can only be 150 pools, but you got to realize how attractive IOHK pools are. So think about it this way. IOHK built the network that we're on. They built the wallet that we're using. They built everything. So obviously your average delegator is going to look at IOHK as an awesome stake pool to delegate to. No matter how high the fees are, no matter how high the pledge is, they're going to see IOHK on there and know it's IOHK, and they're going to delegate it to it no matter what. Is there a problem with that? No, there's not. There's no issue with it. But I think IOHK, as a leader in our community, shouldn't have created 20 pools that would host 13% of the network at K at 15, because I do think they'll saturate most of those pools. Them having 10% of the network is not very, very unlikely at all. So I'm not saying IOHK is the worst company ever, spreading fear, uncertainty, and doubt. I'm just saying it seemed a little disrespectful to small stake pool operators to do that. Not me. I mean, I'm fine with it, man. Bloom's going to be successful no matter what. The rewards, and we're going to be successful no matter what because of you guys, because of the support you gave me, right? But I think for the small guys, right, that are only have 5 million delegated, and they're really trying to work their way up one delegator at a time, or one delegate at a time. I just think it was a little disrespectful to them, especially with how low K was set at 150, because 150 divided by 20 is 13.33. So that's 13% of the network if they saturate. And I wasn't trying to beef with anybody. I'm always going to be transparent with you guys. If I'm upset about something, not necessarily upset, but if I think something is a certain type of way, I'm going to tell you guys. That's just I've always tried to make transparency at the core of my beliefs here, and it's always going to be that way, whether it's IOHK, whether it's Charles, whether it's Emergo, but that doesn't mean I don't like them. Why wouldn't I? I wouldn't have this platform without them. Them sharing my videos are the reason I'm here today, right? So I don't have any issue with them, but at the same time, I should have the ability to speak on my platform and criticize something that I love. And I think we should all have that ability too, man. Okay, so yeah, I pretty much talked about everything, so I can start reading some questions now, but that was the 20 minutes of content at the beginning of my live streams that I always do. I hope you guys enjoyed it, but we can start reading some comments now. So I'm going to be answering your guys' comments on everything Shelley, everything stake pools. But how are you guys all doing today, man? Thanks for swinging by. It says there's 133 concurrent viewers here. That's awesome. This is one of my biggest live streams other than the Summit live stream, so it's awesome, man. I appreciate you guys all coming. Salt staking, his stake pool said, man, I'd be stoked even at 5 million. Yes, for sure, man. It's pretty hard to reach that too if your pool's not showing up. Anthony said, higher the pledge, more likely the pools produce blocks to a degree. Kaizen's here. What's up, Kaizen, man? Thanks for swinging by today, man. I really appreciate it. I think you told me last night that your pool's actually having that issue. Kaizen's pool, as ticker's Kaizen without the E. His pool hasn't been showing up, so I mean that's a big hit to him. You know, this first Epoch is really important, man. Mr. Ant said, I understand you. I think you were talking about one of my rants. No problem, man. Kaizen said, hit the like button, folks. He's right, man. Only 43 likes and 135 people here. Something's wrong. Hit that like button if you guys are enjoying the content so far. Lenny Shaw said, I'm only at 39% since last night. I'm pretty sure you're talking about Daedalus's wallet. That's pretty slow, man. If it's sticking at 39, I'd probably do a fresh reinstall if it's not moving up at least 1% every 10 minutes. Hoao Limau, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, said, how much time does it take to maintain a stake pool each day? I'm going to move this chat over here so I can look kind of at the camera while I'm reading these. Okay, so as far as how much time it takes each day, it depends on what you're asking. If it actually comes down to you just running the node, not much time at all each day, but there's a lot more that goes into it. Like I talked about earlier, the value that you need to bring to the system, right? That actually takes a lot of time, whether you're developing a DApp, creating a YouTube video, whatever it is. Some of these take more time than others, but actually running the pool was not very hard. The hard part is learning how to build the pool, learning the secure ways for networking, learning all the stuff, interacting with other operators, just building your knowledge base before you get your stake pool so you can actually provide a quality service. So there's a lot of work up front for a few months up front. So much work, so much learning that you have to do. But as far as running the pool day by day, it's not much other than the marketing, the branding you have to do. Obviously, you're going to have to update the pool sometimes, check with other operators about the best parameters. There's a lot of stuff going on, but as far as just running the node, it's not too bad. Anthony says, Pay does about 18 to 20-hour days. I have been lately, man. It's been a busy couple weeks, to say the least. I've been grinding, but it's all going to pay off eventually, man. August 18th, first payment party, man. Martin said, at Ada, hey, Big Pay, you're doing a great job. Yeah, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I gave you a shout out earlier again, Martin. I'm going to keep shouting out your pool, man. You're doing great. I really appreciate the support you've given me personally, too. So I'm going to try to give some of that back to you. Imant said, don't forget some people wait for the system to consolidate bugs. Yeah, for sure, man. Antonio said, is it good to run a pool on a cheap laptop? No, Antonio. I would not run your pool on a cheap laptop. Crypto said, I staked to Bloom 2. Should I have staked to Bloom 1? No, man. Bloom 1 and Bloom 2 both have the same parameters. They're both going to average out in rewards eventually. The higher ADA delegated to a pool is more ADA in your pocket because of that minimum cost per epoch. But we should have 25 million minimum in that pool by the end of the day before the next epoch starts. So Bloom 2 is good to go, man. Don't worry about it. You're going to be getting kick butt rewards from both of them. I got to be very careful with my words here on YouTube, or I'm gonna lose all that $5 I make from these. It's good to practice for the future though, in case I do make $10, instead of $5. Caesar said, "Hi Big Pay. Sorry, don't know your real name. My real name's Peyton, man. I've delegated to you during the Shelley testnet and decided to stick with you again on mainnet to delegate thousands of ADA to Bloom. Thank you so much, man. Without you, I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be able to keep making these great videos, because at the end of the day, my delegations to my pool are going to allow me to make these videos, man. I've been working for free for many months, making these videos and doing all this stuff, and this is actually going to give me the ability to spend more time on my content, to focus more on this stuff, and to bring great value and great content to you guys. So thank you so much, man. Dennis said, "Hi, can you make a guide for mainnet stake pool?" Yep, it's in the works, man. I've been thinking about it. It'll probably be out within the next few weeks. Crypto Life said, "Bloom, your second pool ain't showing up either." I know, man. I've been pretty stressed about that as well. It's an issue within Daedalus. The fix for that should be out today or tomorrow. Bloom pool is up, or Bloom 2 is up, doing great right now. I think we have about 6 million ADA delegated to it last time I checked. Before the start of the epoch, we should have about 26 million ADA delegated if we're lucky. But, yep, looking forward to that. Bloom 2 will show up soon. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a Daedalus GUI issue. I spoke about that a lot earlier in this live stream. Was setting up your relays in separate locations very difficult? No, man. It wasn't hard at all. It was pretty easy. It's pretty much just doing the same thing over and over again, but in a different location with a different IP address. It wasn't bad. Joe said, "We'll donate when Bittrex releases funds." Good work. Thanks, Joe. Really appreciate it, man. Hopefully Bittrex releases those funds for you too soon, because I know you want to start staking like the rest of us. Okay, Ant-Man said, "Why do you need a good computer if the pool is hosted on a virtual private server?" You really don't, other than maintaining the pool or making YouTube videos or building dApps. You don't need a good computer if your stuff is hosted on a VPS. Most people don't want to work even a bit. They will buy ADA and leave it at the exchange even if the fees are horrible. I agree with you, man. I agree with you. But that's what I try to do in these videos, is educate you guys. Can you elaborate on the percent fees, please? It's important to educate the users that they don't understand the difference between 1% and 5%. There is not much difference for the users, but it makes all the worth for operators. Okay, that's a good question. So if I miss your guys' question here for a second, don't worry about it. This is a really, really important one. Real quick, Gazen said I could delegate Bloom from Ledger. Yeah, you can, man. Just check out my most recent video. It shows you how to delegate with Ledger today, even before Daedalus and your Roy has it. It's secure, it's safe, as long as you guys use Ledger. But I am going to elaborate on these percent fees. So this is a common misconception. I have a lot of videos about it, but it's good just to keep iterating on it. So I'm going to pull up a little diagram for you guys to look at to explain this better. So I am going to be missing some comments, so just make sure you guys leave a like and comment them in a second when I come back. But I do want to show you guys this. Okay. And we're back. Okay, so we'll go to ADA Pools. It's real pretty looking. The new ADA Pools is killing it. Check out their stake pool. It's the Cardanians. Love that guy, man. He gave me some help too with my metadata. Love that guy, man. Okay, so this whole fee debate. What's going on? Okay, so because of the ITN, a lot of people think that you're going to make more rewards just because of this fee percent right here. Let me zoom in so you guys can read this a little better. We'll make that real nice and big for you. Okay, so Ada Lovelace pool right here. They're at 0% fees. They're probably going to change that, but we're not even going to look at that. So we'll sort these. I guess you can't sort by fees. So we'll sort by shared stake. Okay. So as you can see here, the two top pools right now on the whole ecosystem is my pool Bloom and another pool called ZZZ. I'm pretty sure this guy operates out of Japan. And if you look here, we both have 5% fee, right? So some people that are in here just for money are going to think, why, if fees are all that matters, why are people delegating to the 5% fee? Well, it's because the 5% fee is in a combination with a bunch of other factors. It's not just about 5%, because guess what else increases your rewards? Pledge, right? So if you look over here, I have 2.5 million pledge, right? So this is going to counteract this 5% fee because I have so much stake in the game. I'm putting a lot of ADA up to secure the network, and there's this value called A naught that increases the earnings from your stake pool up until a certain point. And that's going to counteract that fee. So if you delegate to Bloom or any other pool that may have a 5% fee, 4% fee, 6% fee, 7% fee, if they have a high pledge, then that's going to counteract that fee. A lot of people think that you're going to make more rewards just for having a lower fee, and that's not the case. There are other factors in combination with this. Also, the minimum cost per epoch right here. Most people have it set at 340 because they know that a lot of people aren't educated on these parameters, right? So everyone just went for this fee right here. And we need to ensure that there's no race to the bottom for stake pools, because here at Bloom and here at any other stake pool, we need to make enough money to provide good infrastructure, good servers, and to provide us money to bring value to the ecosystem, right? So let's think about it. If most of the money that stake pool operators are making from this 5% fee margin, 3% fee margin, well, you guys are going to make a very small difference in rewards from this 5% fee versus a 4% fee. So let's say Bloom is at 4% fee. It's at 5 right now, but I'm going to use this as an example, 4% fee. Well, if we increase our fee to 5, we make 25% more income and can have better servers, provide more value to the community, and do so much more. Versus you guys, when we raise our fee 1%, you lose a very, very marginal amount from us increasing the fee. You lose probably, if you're delegating 1,000 ADA, you'll probably lose a couple ADA an epoch, if that, probably less than that. Like, you lose, like, off the top of my head, I want to say like 0.2% of the rewards number. But at the same time, we're making 25% more money to provide better infrastructure, to bring value to ADA. So I think the best way for us to raise the value of ADA in the future is to delegate to pools that bring value to the ADA token by incentivizing these operators to build dApps, to build all this stuff with a small decrease in rewards for you, a few ADA here and there, a very small percentage. You're providing much more value to the community, better infrastructure, and also supporting people that are going to build stuff on Cardano. So that's the whole fee rant. If you guys have any more questions about that, just feel free to ask. I'm going to keep harping on that forever. Just because someone charges 1% more fee does not mean they're going to pay you higher rewards. Daedalus right now is random. Eventually, Daedalus, maybe even tomorrow or next week, Daedalus will have the rankings to who pays you the highest rewards, right? So if you're really just in it for the highest rewards, don't look at the fee percentage for that. Look at the way Daedalus ranks it. Or also look at someone who provides value to the community, because you might lose 1 or 2 ADA, but this person might build the dApp that brings in millions of people to Cardano that raises the value of your ADA token so much more, right? So that's the rant on pool fees. All right, I'm going to pull this back up. It says there's 142 current concurrent viewers here. That is insane, guys. I really appreciate all of your continued support. Make sure you guys pull up. Switch back to just me. Make sure you guys leave a like on this video. I got new Bloom t-shirts down below if you guys want to support me directly. I also accept ADA donations and super chats. But we're going to go back to some Shelley questions. Hossie is spamming and saying, I didn't get my ITN ADA. It's coming tonight, man. I'll have a video on how to get it tonight. Please no spam. I'll answer your question, I promise. Just don't get me when I'm ranting, and I'll answer your question every single time, buddy. Okay. Did I miss any good ones? Steve-O said, I thought the Daedalus ranking system goes into place today. Yeah, Steve-O, it will. It will go into place today. But the issue is, a lot of these stake pools have been hidden, right? So even though the Daedalus ranking is starting, it's hard to say that it's the correct rank, because an awesome stake pool operator with the perfect percentage fees and the perfect minimum cost per epoch, blah, 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 blah. They were hidden for 3 days. They still haven't shown up. So the ranking system starting tomorrow or tonight is not going to be what it's going to be in a week. So I'm going to say a good couple weeks before that ranking system is precise, Big Pay, YouTube is cracking down on crypto-related channels while advertising all these scams. I want to build a team of decentralized YouTube running over Cardano. What do you think? Libri, they already have a decentralized YouTube. I would just check out them, man. One Race Army said, Pay, is your Bloom pool going to be oversaturated? It could be in the future. But remember, as more people delegate, that saturation will raise, and then we also have a second pool to stop this from happening. And as the value of K increases, if we keep saturating, we will make another pool. But that's only when K increases, because I do want to leave some leeway for other operators. Anthony said, please explain saturation level. Good question, man. Okay, so saturation is the total ADA delegated in all of the pools. So let's say there's 20 billion ADA delegated. To find out where saturation is, you do 20 billion and divide that by K, and K equals 150 right now. K is a set parameter. It does not change based on how many pools there are. It's a set parameter. So that's how you find saturation. But remember, that saturation level will increase, and if you guys are worried about that, you can always delegate to Bloom 2, which will show up in the Daedalus wallet tonight or tomorrow. Gregory said, can you send a link to your tutorial video on how to set up a stake pool? My tutorial videos on my channel are outdated. Come join the Discord server if you guys want to stay up to date on when we're actually doing that. I can go ahead and send a link to that in the chat. I don't think I actually put it in this video. I will send a link to that. Just join this Discord server, man. And I'll post those videos when they're out. I'll also send you some better guides if you want to get started today. There's a link to the Discord server. Make sure you guys hop in there for updates on Bloom, updates on saturation, just updates on everything, man. You'll get the best information from me on there. How many ADA does a pool gain per block? So I'm going to say the ADA that all of the pool gets, not just what I make. It's about, because this D parameter is at 0.9 or 0.1, I'm going to have to check Daedalus for that. But essentially what it means is only 10% of the blocks are being made by stake pools. So the actual rewards starting off are going to be about 2,500 ADA per block. They will shrink down, though, once D is equal to 0. And that will be probably about, I want to say 800 to 1,000 off the top of my head. It's just a guess, though. Don't hold me to that. Steve-O said, if the ranking system starts today, half the pools aren't listed, and they finally are showing they're going to be at the dead bottom. You're right, man. And this is why I was harping on IOHK a little bit, because these people are trying to build small businesses, and they just got screwed over by something they couldn't help. It wasn't their operating skills. It wasn't them screwing up something. They are going to be at the bottom for the first epoch. And unless I get something worked out, my second pool is probably going to be at the bottom for the first epoch too. But I've been trying to get some more ADA delegated to that today, and it shouldn't be. We should have it all worked out before the epoch starts. But that's why it was such a big issue for these small stake pool operators, because they're going to be in red on Daedalus from something they couldn't help. And then following that, once these pools start getting good performance, right? Let's say Bloom hits all their blocks, which we will. Our performance is going to be in the green, right? It's going to be 100% performance or whatever. Well, these other pools that are in the bottom have not got enough ADA delegated to get too many blocks. So if they don't get one block, their performance is going to be bad. They're going to be in red already, so they're not going to get anybody else delegated to them. And it's just a really bad start. It just makes an uphill battle for them. I know they can still be okay. They can still get delegates in the future. And it's just for the first few epochs. But I'm telling you guys, the beginning is what's most important. It's an uphill battle from here. DTH Hamilton said, or DT Hamilton said, if I delegated to a pool when I change, does it take me out of the pool while transactions to the pool? No, as long as you're delegated to the pool, when you switch to another pool, like so say tomorrow, you switch to another pool, You won't lose any rewards. You just have to already be delegated to that pool before the epoch. So you should be fine. Steve-O said, let's hope they can delay the ranking. They're not going to, man. They're definitely not going to. I'm not going to be able to pronounce your name. I'll say your last name. Menon said, what happens if I restore my wallet on another computer while my ADA is delegated to stake pools? It'll just stay staked. No worries there, man. It'll just keep staking, keep making you rewards even if you blow your computer up. IOHK can't test the pools, and they're not going to tweak accordingly because this is a decentralized network. IOHK can't tweak stuff as they want. You know, that's not very decentralized, and that's not good power to give them. Sonny said, how old are you? I'm 55. Mr. JT said, you will switch after the epoch ends. Yep, exactly. Mr. JT's got it right. JJ said, just read on Reddit about a pool suddenly significantly lowering their pledge before the start of the new epoch after gaining delegators. Won't the pool lose those delegates? No, they won't. So if I wanted to, which I never will, our parameters will stay set, and if they are, we will give you a huge window in advance. But if a pool decides, for example, like we have 2.5 million pledged to pay you guys some good rewards. But what happens is, if I decide to lower that to 100,000, nothing happens. All the delegates still say, you guys just get less rewards. So this is why you shouldn't be delegating to a pool that just pays you the highest rewards. You should be delegating to a pool that you can trust, that also pays you some good rewards, you know, because people can just switch their parameters. They can raise their fees at any time, and they can do it the minute before an epoch, so you guys don't even see it. So you're stuck delegated to that pool, even though they're going to slash your rewards, you know. Paul said, you don't look 55 at all. Dude, it's jujitsu, anti-aging cream, exercise, ketogenic diet. It's very easy to stay young these days. Ginzen said, since millions of ADA are locked in exchanges, do you think the ADA price will jump significantly once people can have access to them to stake? Got no idea, bro. I'm not a trading guy. I'm not. I believe I'm very bullish on Cardano in the future, long term. No price advice here. I'm all about education, man. Angus said, I have delegated to Bloom in Daedalus today, but it will start from Epoch. Is there any chance to join Epoch 209? Okay, if you delegated today, August, you are not missing any rewards. So the way the delegation works is if you guys delegate before the start of an epoch, so say you delegate right now, well, the epoch shifts in about 4 hours from now off the top of my head, and that's when your ADA is locked in place. You guys can still transfer it and move it at any time, but during that time, so say there's a 5-day epoch right here, and you delegated right here. So you delegate here, the snapshot's taken at the start of this epoch, and then the rewards start at the start of this epoch right here. And that's for everyone, man. You will be getting the first rewards with me and with all of the other people that delegated to Bloom, but remember that your delegation is always an epoch behind. That's how it works. So you didn't miss any rewards out for delegating today, man. No worries. Essentially, you are a part of Epoch 209. Imant said, dude, you do jiu-jitsu? I do, man. Stacy Wright said, possibly full of crap. I don't know what you mean. Motivation said, I'm keto too. Bulletproof coffee right now. I'm not keto right now. I was just kidding, but I have gone keto before, man. It actually made me feel really good. I just I do like my carbs sometimes. I'm not really much of a sugar guy, but just having no carbs is a hard life to live, especially financially. True Warrior said, thought you were 30. I might have said that before. I really might have. So there's 150 people here right now. I really appreciate all the support. What we're doing right now is we're answering all of your Shelley questions, your Cardano questions, your Bloom questions, any questions that you guys got today, even your big pay questions, man. Keep them coming. We'll keep going. We've gone for 45 minutes. Make sure you guys leave a like on this. We also have new Bloom t-shirts down below that supports me directly. We also take ADA donations, and we have a stake pool. Joe said, how did you find and you select your Bloom partnerships? Very carefully, man. I had a lot of people reach out to me for partnerships, and I just kind of really thought about it. I didn't want to partner initially, but I realized that for me to build a good network for you guys and to be able to still make these YouTube videos while also still being a good stake pool, I just had to essentially decentralize some of the workflow. And also I wanted to have enough ADA to provide you guys the best rewards. Menon said, you can call me Abby. Abhi. I can do that, man. Is it guaranteed to get rewards for everyone who's staked, no matter which pool you delegate it to? If you delegate to them long enough, yes. As long as they are above that minimum cost per epoch. Mr. JT said, wish I wasn't so lazy to move my coins from Ledger before the epoch. Man, if you check out my latest video, you can actually delegate with Ledger right now using ADA Lite. It's secure as long as you use Ledger. Big D said, where are you from? I'm from Ohio. Ohio! It's the land of the corn and the land of the big pays. Steve Vlog said, recommendations on time to check stake pool if staked or in any way of notifying when pools become saturated. Steve, if you want to know when our pools get saturated, join my Discord server. I'll paste that link in the chat below. I will do a /all message in the stake pool notifications chat that says, hey man, Bloom is saturated. Go join Bloom too. Golden CD said, what is the purpose of relays? Security? ? Yep, it's just to hide that IP address. Engineering 101 said, any issues with stake pools or is it all running smoothly? It's running great, man. I have not restarted my relays or my stake pool since the beginning. All of the node stuff is working awesome. The stake pools are going great. I have not had any problems or any issues with Bloom, and I'm sure a lot of people haven't had any issues either. All of the issues that we've been running into have been strictly with Daedalus, but not the network, not the backend, not the stake pools. It's all with Daedalus. Mulaney Dawn said, hey, thanks for coming, Mulaney. I always see you in my comments and in the Cardano forum. I really do appreciate you coming to one live. But your question was, have you mentioned before that there will be additional stake pools created in case of saturation on one? Yes, Mulaney, we actually do have a second pool up right now called Bloom 2, and that's in case of saturation. And as the value of K increases, we will make more stake pools, but only when K increases. And the reason you can't see Bloom 2 right now in Daedalus is because there is a Daedalus GUI issue that will be fixed today. John said, building the pool is not bad. Marketing your pool is what's killing me. You're right, John, man. The only way that you can get people to delegate to you in today's environment with all the pools is to bring value to the Cardano community. Motivation Niche said, is it a big deal to miss the first epoch? I want to experience delegation from Roy, but people are acting like they're missing the boat if they don't get their delegation in by tonight. It's not a big deal, man. It's really not. You're just going to miss one epoch of rewards. It's not the craziest deal. I understand if you want to wait on your Roy. That's no problem. Mr. JT said, yeah, I know, but I don't want to use ADA Lite. I'm pretty sure ADA Lite on your ledger is just a viewer. So, I mean, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that if you use your ADA or you use your ledger with ADA Lite right now, as soon as your ROI comes out, you'll be able just to open the same wallet up with your ROI. I'm pretty sure that's how the software works, but don't quote me on that. Anthony said, you can delegate to Bloom 2 with Ledger and ADA Lite. He is right. Sonny said, Ohio gang, my sisters live there. Yep, it is Ohio gang, but I'm going to be getting out of here eventually, man. You got too high taxes. It's too cold. I get that wintertime depression. The seasonal depression always hits me. Got to start taking some vitamin D or I need to get the heck out of this state. Rob G said, why is ADA falling today? Rob, I'm going to give you some good advice here. Never look at price. You buy ADA, not financial advice. If you buy ADA, you just hold it. You look at the technology. You don't look at the day-to-day price. You buy it, you delegate, and you hold it. It's that simple, man. You won't get your feelings hurt. I've been here for years. I've seen ADA at $1.25 on Binance, and I've watched it fall all the way to 3 cents. I've watched it fall to 2 cents. And guess where I am? Guess who hasn't sold their ADA? Right here, man. And guess who's doing well? At least well for me, you know? I think I'm doing great. And it's all because I didn't sell my ADA. I believe in the project. I believe in it long term. If I checked prices every day and based my mental well-being off that, I'd probably want to die. I mean, that was a little harsh, but that's just my opinion on price. Big Pay, what's the best way to get notified when a new version of Cardano node comes out? I would say either the Telegrams or my Discord server. I'm sure we'll all be talking about it when the new version of Cardano node is out. I can maybe set up some notifications on there. Could probably do that. B-Rock said, no hesitation to lie about your age. I trust you with all my money, LMAO. Now what happens once your pledge guys pull out? My pledge guys are never going to pull out. It's just not going to happen, man. I promise you that. It was just a joke, man. It was just a joke. I don't have to tell you guys all about my life story, but I will at the same time. I'm going to be fully transparent, but I can make a joke about my age, you know. Obviously, you can tell I'm young. But yeah, I will never pull out of my pledge, and it'll take you guys every epoch, there's more trust for you. I'll never pull that out. It was just a joke, man. Greg Man said, I'm Bloom with you, man. Heck yeah, man. I've got all my ADA delegated to Bloom too. Can't wait for these first rewards. Motivation Niche said, thanks, man. My thoughts exactly. I'll be receiving rewards for the rest of my life. I can wait an extra week. Yeah, for sure, man. I thought about waiting until your Roy came out too, but I just decided not to. Big D said, so you'll never sell it. I'll probably sell some ADA one day, man. You got to realize that I'm going to be making some good income from the stake pool. So eventually, if ADA reaches maybe $1 or $2, you know, I can probably take 10% of my personal ADA, not from the pledge, and you know, just take that out and maybe get into some property or some other investments. I'm really bearish on USD right now because of all the money they just printed. So as far as selling my ADA right now to hold USD, no way, man. Angus said, if we put more ADA in the wallet that is delegated, do we have to redelegate, or is it automatically delegated to the same pool? It's automatically delegated to the same pool. So when you delegate to a pool, you create this thing called a delegation certificate, and then the pool automatically submits that to the blockchain for you. And essentially is if you put more ADA in that, it'll keep delegating. So when you get paid your rewards, those rewards are going to be like compound interest over time, you know. Lenny said, just be nice. I like that cert. Thanks, man. Edwin said, yeah, I saw it at 2 cents, waiting for a drop to 1 cent. Didn't happen, but bought it at 4 cents. Still happy. Yeah, I did the same thing. I saw it at 2 cents. Okay, this is what I saw it at. I saw it at 2.5 cents, or like 2.3 cents. And I was like, oh, it'll drop down to 2 cents. I'll throw some money in there. I mean, it's good to watch price if you're investing, you know, but if you're not investing any more money into your ADA, then it's not really a good time. But just don't think about short-term games. If you think 10 cents is a good price, 15 cents is a good price, buy it and hold it. If it falls to 10 cents, if you believe in the project, it'll go back up. Edwin said, new Daedalus wallet has been taking hours to download. Still downloading. Shake my head. Yeah, man, it sucks, but remember, you are downloading a copy of the blockchain. So it is important, but you can also do your ROI when that's out. Paul said, lol, you've got me as a delegator for the next cycle. Heck yeah, man. I really appreciate that. Golden CD said, what do you think it'll take to spend ADA without converting it to USD? I think time, man. I think some time, people accepting cryptocurrencies at your local shops. I bet if you live in a city, that'll happen a lot sooner than if you live in like a kind of a suburbia, middle of Ohio kind of place. You know, it'll take a lot of time there, but I live in a big city, so here, I mean, I could see it in a few years, you know. They also have some credit cards too that actually swap it to USD for you on command. I can show you guys what mine looks like if I can just cover my name up right there. But I have the crypto.com credit card. That lets you switch. The link for that's down below too, by the way. But you have to stake some of their coin. They give you a card. They currently don't let you spend ADA, but I think they will allow that in the future as ADA gets more wide adoption. Golden CD said, I think it'll take policymakers and community members to really presenting it as easy to use and convenient. Yeah, for sure, man. Let's Get It Done said, yo, what's your thoughts on pools pledging high at the start and significantly reducing their pledge right before the next epoch? I think that's disingenuous, man. I think that's not being fair to your delegates. I think that's not being honest. My stake pool parameters are here to stay. And if for whatever reason, I'll tell you right now, the only reason that we would ever lower our pledge is if in 6 months from now, tax regulators came out and said, if you have over this pledge amount, blah, 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 blah. But I don't think that's going to happen. And if that were to happen, I would give you guys months in advance notice, tell everyone about it. But currently, there are no ideas here at Bloom of ever changing our parameters at all. Kevin Shake said, how do you feel about the MCO swap? What do you mean by that, man? Richard said, hey, Paige, just joined. Connecting to the network is horrible. Just try to catch first staking. For sure, man. I connected to the network like first. I was like probably one of the first 100 to download Daedalus wallet, so I got in pretty quick. It actually took like an hour for me. It was pretty fast. Maybe an hour or two. Okay, Edwin said, I have my ADA on your Roy wallet combined with Ledger. In order to stake, I need to wait to Daedalus wallet 2.0 finishes download, correct? No, man, you don't have to. If you check out my most recent video, sorry about that. I ate some good old beef jerky before I came here. So you don't have to wait. If you check out my latest video, I actually have a guide on how to use Ledger. Currently, how to delegate to my second pool right now with your Ledger. Works great. It's with Ada Lite. It's a pretty cool app, man. It's pretty new, but it's made by Vacuum Labs, and they're actually working on a stablecoin with, I think, Emergo. It's either Emergo or OHK. Rob G says, so is it better to go with a pledge that's over 1 million, ranked 300, versus a pledge that's 850K, but rank of 7? So, Rob, right now in Daedalus, the ranks are random. People that are advertising that their ranks are like, oh, Bloom is rank number 1. That doesn't matter at all, man. The Daedalus ranking is random on purpose until people start getting blocks, until the first epoch starts. It's going to take a little bit for the Daedalus ranking to actually matter. Probably a couple weeks at least. When will the next epoch start? I think it's in like 4 hours, I want to say, Richard. Gregory said, does it matter if I download Daedalus Lite wallet instead of the first Daedalus? I didn't know there was a Daedalus Lite wallet, so I would stay away from that. If I haven't heard of it, it probably doesn't exist. You can do Ada Lite. I have a video on that on my channel. It's my most latest video, actually. Make sure you guys all leave a like on this if you guys are all still here. It says there's 147 people here. That's awesome. We've been keeping that viewership pretty steady. We've had a nice growth this time, so I really appreciate you guys all swinging by. I'm going to keep doing these live streams as long as you guys keep enjoying them and finding value in them. Okay, Edwin said, so Edwin, I'll give you a little guide here on what to do with that. So Ada Lite, you actually type in the stake pool ID. So we'll go to just both right now. So I'll show you guys how you can find that. So if you come to either ADA pools, but we'll do, oh, heck, I accidentally closed it out. Pull this back over here. All right, so we're going to go over to Pool Tool, Pooltool, Tool the band. Okay, so now that we're at Pool Tool, all you got to do is search Bloom. I'll zoom in a little bit so you guys can see this better. So you just search Bloom in the top bar right here. So there's two pools right here. We got Bloom and Bloom 2. So all you do is you copy this pool ID with this little two little pages right here. Copy that, and you paste that into the pool ID on Ada Lite. I would recommend delegating to Bloom 2. We need some more delegation over there, but Bloom 1 is good to go as well. We're currently at 125 million and 5.8 million on the year. I talked to one of my partners, and they should be delegating another 20 million here before the end of the Epoch. So yeah, that's how you get the pool IDs. That's why I like Ada Lite, is because you can actually just type in the pool ID, and that's kind of what you should type in, you know. But let me pull back this. Where's Streamlabs? There it is. Cool. All right. So what did I miss? All right. So I got a 125 PHP donation. Where's PHP from, man? Never heard of that currency before. Make sure the pledge, CNT, and Bloom, of course. Oh yeah. So Anthony posted the Bloom ID in there. Cool, man. I really appreciate that. Mulaney said, just waiting on my exchange and a couple other things. We'll be able to stake with you by August 20 to 30. Heck yeah, man. I really appreciate it, Mulaney. I really appreciate your support here on the Cardano forum and on my YouTube. It's really been helping me out a lot. It's the Philippines peso. I've never heard of that before, but I really appreciate that, man. Thanks for your donation from Philippines. It's really cool seeing you guys tune in from other countries, man. It's awesome. When I was way younger, I used to make YouTube videos about video games, and all my viewers were American back then. But it's nice to have an audience from all over the world, because this is a currency that can be used all over the world, you know. Pirate Bay said, "Hey Big Pay, do you know the current saturation point?" I don't, but the saturation point right now is kind of weird. As more people delegate, it's going to raise, so I wouldn't really base any of your delegation on the saturation point today. Because IOHK still has to delegate, Emergo still has to delegate, the Cardano Foundation still has to delegate, and they got billions of ADA, so... Steve Blog said, what about when we get paid rewards? Do we have to redelegate them, or is that automatic? I see you sent that again. I would appreciate it if you didn't just spam your question in twice. Feel free to comment your question twice if I miss it, but please don't just spam it twice in a row. That kind of just will fill up the chat. I will always get to your guys' questions if you guys keep posting them, but not in a row. So you guys are going to get paid rewards on August 18th. That's the first payment date, and those will automatically delegate. You don't have to redelegate them at all. You don't have to spend that fee again. Think of it like compound interest. Pirate Bay said, thank you for your answer. Hello from Ukraine. What's up, man? Thanks for tuning in from the Ukraine. What time is it there, man? Just curious. Maxi Trader said, how much coins is needed to run a pool? I think like 500. I would say 550 if you want to include the fees and stuff. How will the rewards work for staking Cardano tokens and native assets token? I don't think you're going to be able to stake native assets unless a native asset has that included. John said, possible to claim ITN rewards yet? No. Tonight. I will post a video tonight, probably around 7 p.m. EST, showing you guys how to get your ITN rewards. But they will be coming very soon. And that's why I'm waiting to post that video. If you could have already, you would have already seen a video on my channel, I promise. Anything that you guys need to know in the Cardano community can be found on my channel. That's my goal here. Rui Kalako said, got here late. What's your pool ticker? My pool ticker is Bloom, man. Our goal at Bloom is to pay you guys some high rewards and have high reliability and not do things like change our fees or rewards. 8:36 a.m. here, still pretty early. That is pretty early, man. It says there's 152 current viewers here. I really appreciate it. What we're doing right now is answering all of your delegation and Shelley questions. Feel free to keep asking them and we'll keep going. We've been slowly going up viewers this whole time, so if you guys are just making in, I would really appreciate it if you left a like on this and just keep the questions coming. We also have ways to support me. I got some cool Bloom t-shirts if you guys want to support me directly and support Bloom by kind of wearing our merch. Got the links for that down below. CY said, finally, Bloom is showing for me in Daedalus. That's so great to hear, man. It's crazy that it's still not showing up for you guys. I've seen it for like 4 days. Hopefully this Daedalus issue will get fixed soon. Bloom 2 is still not showing up yet. Yep, Bloom 2 is still having that Daedalus GUI issue. It's not on our side. It's on IOHK. If it were our problem, we would have already fixed it for you guys. Richard said, nice website, Pay. Nice name as well. Thank you, man. Just like always, full transparency, the name was actually thought of by Anthony. Anthony's in the chat right now. I think it's a great name too, man. That's why I went with it. I think it was an awesome name. Gregory said, how did you first get into crypto? In about 2013, I ran a Minecraft server. And we had this donation service on there to where if you donated stuff, you got a special tag in the Minecraft server. And someone reached out to me on there and said, hey, Big Pay. That was my Minecraft name back in the day, was Big Pay. Hey, Big Pay, have you ever heard of Bitcoin? I'm like, no, what's Bitcoin? And they're like, they gave me the whole spiel. Well, man, it's a decentralized cryptocurrency. I really believe in its future. I think it's a way to provide financial freedom, a second option to people. And I was like, yeah, send it over, man. I'll take some Bitcoin as a donation. And that was my first interaction with cryptocurrency. Dimitri said, how do we get our ITN rewards? Stay tuned for a video tonight. I will have a video coming out later tonight. Might be a little later in the night. As soon as it's available, I will make a video and release that for you guys. Redman said, you got the talk. What do you mean, man? What's the talk? Eric said, awesome video. Keep it up, guys. Thanks, man. You keep coming, man. I wouldn't be doing it without you. Pirate Bay said, by the way, it's really cool to see your progress in recording videos and speaking skills. Man, I don't know if you guys remember, but if you've been here for a long time, my first ever live stream, I came on here and the first thing I said was, guys, this is my first time doing this. I will get better with each iteration. I'm going to keep practicing. I'm going to keep working on my style and my skill and my editing and everything. And even in just 4 months, man, I feel like I've gotten a lot better about this. I'm better at speaking. I'm better at making these videos. So let's think of what Big Pay's channel is going to look like a year from now. What's Bloom going to look like from a year from now? But just keep staying with me, guys, and I'll keep getting better and better and provide more and more value. What I'm most excited about is my Voltaire videos, man. One of the main things that got me interested in Cardano was, I'm going to surprise you with this, but it wasn't Gauguin. It was actually Voltaire. The idea of decentralized voting just perks my ears up every time I see it. So I can't wait to give you guys videos about the Voltaire testnet and how to vote and how to be a part of this decentralized voting system. Lee Smithson said, hey, would 5K ADA be okay to stake? Yeah, that's fine, man. I think all you need to stake is 10 ADA. You can stake whatever you'd like, and we really appreciate it, small or large. Okay, so I was going to do Bloom with 2 zeros, but I decided just to keep all the same tickers so you guys can search them easily. The 2 pools we have, Phil, we have Bloom, and then the second pool is Bloom space 2, and it's TWO. So if you just search Bloom on anything, you'll see it pop up as soon as Daedalus is fixed. Gregory said, right on, haha. I remember seeing Bitcoin for the first time playing Soldier Front in 2012. Never researched it, though. Me either, man. I had that guy actually send me that ADA, or not the ADA, I wished I had some ADA in 2013. I had him send me some Bitcoin in 2013, and I lost the wallet. You know, the old classic Bitcoin lost the wallet story. Because I just didn't see the value in it yet. I hadn't done my research, like you said. Lee Smithen said, do you know when we'll be able to withdraw as my ADA stuck in an exchange at the moment? I think Binance said they're going to be coming out, I want to say next week. So I think exchanges will probably open up next week or the following week. This is why you guys don't want to leave your ADA in exchanges, because the people that run the network will always have stuff out quicker than exchanges. But I mean, at the same time, you got to think your ROI is still working too, you know, so what do you guys think of this live stream so far? I've had a great time, man. It was another good one. Also, make sure you guys keep them questions coming in. We are losing some viewers. We are getting to the time where I start to exit out, but I will keep going as long as you guys got questions. Phil Galinis said, are you a programmer? I've done a lot of programming in my day, probably less than some people, but a lot more than some people as well. Lee Smithen said, great, man. Love the info. No problem, man. That's what I try to do here is educate you guys. Redman said, love it. Thank you for answering questions. Yeah, no problem, man. That's why I love these AMAs. I thought it'd be really important to do one right now, especially after Shelley just came out, and I get hundreds of questions on my Discord server every day, and I've been trying to reach out to you all directly. I think I've been doing a pretty good job of that. I've talked to so many people in the past couple of days, past 4 days. I mean, probably on average, like at least 100 to 150 people a day directly, just answering questions, trying to provide support, because there is no good resources out there currently. Really the only people, not the only people, but the only good resources are people like me and people like other people in this community on the ground helping people out, you know. Lee Smithen said, have you done a price prediction on ADA by the end of 2020? I have not. I'm not a price channel. I am an education guy. I mean, I know that does hurt my channel. I know I could make videos like how to be a millionaire in Cardano by the end of 2021. But I don't want to do that. I just want to stay genuine to you guys. I know I could do that and get a bunch of views and be the biggest cryptocurrency Cardano YouTube channel there is if I keep chasing that dragon. But I think a slower and steadier growth based on education and based on value is the kind of content that I want to provide, you know, and I will stick to that. Andre said, Big Pay, you're awesome. Thanks, man. I have an unrelated question. Feel free to ignore about native assets and token naming. Just let me know. Let me know what that question is, man. I'll see if I can answer it for you. Richard von der Molen said, what is important for staking, pledge or percent for operator? I think you mean pool margin. Pool margin is really not that important. I would recommend you watching this whole live stream, or at least the beginning. About halfway through the live stream, I start talking about what's most important when it comes to delegating. Pledge is more important than the percent fee by a big margin. If you're at the top of that pledge value, it'll overtake that fee percent by a huge margin. But I really would recommend watching about the middle of this live stream when Ensalada, his pool salad, he asked that question. It's a great question. But if I start talking about it again, I'll rant for 10 minutes, so don't want to redo over that. Lee Smithen said, you defo bullish on price, though. Of course, man. Do you think I'd be here making videos, making large investments, learning all this stuff, and working my butt off to do this if I wasn't bullish long term? But as far as short term, man, the U.S. economy just printed $12 trillion, man. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I know hyperinflation is going to start here in a year or two. So I'm pretty bullish then when the value of the US dollar goes down. But as far as the next few months, who knows, man? The world could catch on fire and people pull out of assets when they're scared. Pirate Bay said, one last question, mate. What do you think? 3% is fair for 100K pledge and some good infrastructure like good website, fancy dashboard, Telegram bots? Yeah, man, 3% is fair. Just because I have a high pledge with a 5% fee doesn't mean that I think anything else is fair. I think what's fair is what you personally can provide, or what you need to provide good infrastructure for Cardano, to provide the value that you need to build stuff on Cardano. Whatever fee you want to charge that you could actually make your dreams possible is what you should charge, man. There's no fair and not fair, because 1% increase in fees is not going to pay your delegates much more. It's going to take some time, but we're going to educate everyone on this. If you're providing value to the community, charge whatever fee you want, man. Edwin said, if I hit delegate, will it delegate all ADA in my wallet? It will. Anthony, if you haven't already answered that question on the website, put that on there. I think I've answered that like 6 times today. I think that might be one you've already put on there, though. That is a good one. I have plans for token. I have name and ticker. Not seen anywhere, but I don't want anyone else to take it. Yeah, I did the same thing, man. That's why you guys kept asking me for months, what's my pool going to be called? What's my ticker? And I didn't release it until the night of that Cardano Effect podcast because I didn't want anyone to steal it from me. Malky Dot said, when can we get our ITN rewards? Just arrived. Thanks for swinging by today, man. I really appreciate it. This was a pretty good one if you want to go back and watch it later on. But I will have a video coming out tonight. Working another long day today. So just look out for that video on how to get your ITN rewards tonight. Dimitri says, does the higher pledge also mean affect saturation? No, it does not. Pledge has nothing to do with saturation. Pirate Bay said, thank you. You've charged me a lot. I haven't charged you nothing, man, but you're welcome. Andy Kim said, how do we claim ITN rewards? Subscribe to my channel. Be looking out for a video in about 5 to 6 hours from now. And I will have that video on how you guys can claim your ITN rewards. Golden CD said, peace out, bro. You're the man. Thanks for swinging by today, Golden CD. I really appreciate it. We're going to be closing off soon. I usually like to go for about an hour and 25, so we do got some more time for some more questions. DN4U said, dude, do you have any idea when I can withdraw funds on Binance? I would say probably next week. Binance said next week. Charles said next week for Binance. CY Nash said, if we have like 1,000 pools, isn't that so only about 100 will be getting the rewards? Because some of the pledges are too low or they don't have enough stakers that will quit in the end. You're right, but remember, anyone can create a stake pool. So if you provide value to the community, if you get the delegates, you'll get rewards. It doesn't matter if you're in the top 150 pools. But yeah, I do think a lot of the other pools, because I was here for the ITN, man. I've been grinding for a long time. I've been there for days where I'm making 20 cents a day, 20 cents. And I kept grinding, I kept learning, I kept making these videos. So if they're not willing to do that, if they're not willing to put the time in and the grind and the value, it's getting a little spooky outside. You guys hear that? But if you guys aren't willing to grind, then I think a lot of people will close down their pools and retire their pools. But if they're willing to put that grind in, I think it will pay off as more is built on top of Cardano, as the value of the ADA token rises. I think we'll be able to support a lot more people in this ecosystem. Malky Dot said, what is the maximum amount for the saturation point? Take 45 billion and divide it by 150. That's the maximum amount right now. But also remember, there's only like 31, 32 billion in ADA right now. So that's kind of the maximum amount for the time being until more rewards are paid out. But that's the max, the absolute max. Avery Zimmerman, or RV, not Avery, Zimmerman said, what is your hardware looking like? On my PC, I have a 9900K, a 2080 Ti with 2 M.2 SSDs. I really like PCs, man. So I do, I'm a hardware enthusiast. I live pretty frugally in a lot of ways, but where I splurge is my PC parts, my audio equipment. I did get this camera too. I kind of wish I would have got a better one, but this is all they had in stock at Micro Center when I bought it. So I was waiting like months to buy this camera because they were all out of stock because of the COVID-19 pandemic. How many stake pools are up right now? We can check. Let's see if it says it at the bottom. 723 stake pools are currently up right now. And that's why this Daedalus issue is a big problem, because only 430 of those are showing right now. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Julian Hetzel said, "Hey, Pay, your idea/prediction on the first cool DApp on Cardano." I think gambling always makes its way to the top, usually. Also, I think, I bet IOHK has got some dApps in the work. I think when they release Goguen, they'll probably have a couple dApps right off the bat just to start a kickoff, man. I don't know. That just sounds very IOHK to me. So I think we'll have some IOHK dApps in the beginning. What happens when a pool has pledge 550K, but the live stake is 3.5 million? Do the number of blocks staked increase or not? Yeah, so the way blocks work, you get more blocks for more delegation. It's pretty simple, man. If you got 10 million ADA delegated, you're going to get more blocks than 5 million. You got 100 million, you're going to get more blocks than 10 million. RV said, hello from Amsterdam. What's up, man? We will be going for about 3 or 4 more minutes until a minute or an hour 25. That's where I usually like to end my live streams. We got a lot of people leaving, so we'll keep going until the end of that. You were right. I even see people asking 0% without pledge. Watch out, in my opinion, that does not make sense. Yeah, you guys gotta be very careful when you're picking your pools, because if you choose a pool with low fee, high pledge, they could easily just change that parameter right before the start of the epoch and screw you guys out of some rewards. So be real careful with that. Delegate to the people that you trust in the community. I know that it's hard to find those people, but if you need those people, I will point you to them. Spirit Aeon said 16,000 delegated wallets. That's awesome, man. That's really cool to hear. Richard said, thanks again, Pay. No problem, man. I'm going to keep doing this stuff for you guys. Just keep the questions coming. And we'll keep doing these until you guys run out of questions. Ensalada said, bait and switch. Yep, for another man. For example, Salad. He's not going to bait and switch you guys, man. He's a trusted operator. You guys just got to look to people in the community that you trust, and they can point you to good stake pool operators. Like I said, I'm never going to change my fees here. I'm never going to change my pledge here. Oliver said, thoughts on CN tools? I've heard they're pretty good. I haven't used them myself. I actually use Martin scripts myself. Eric said, do you think running a pool will require close monitoring in 2 months, restarts and tweaks? Yeah, man, I think you should always monitor your nodes closely. But any more or any less from now, I would probably say less. A little bit less 2 months from now. TM1 said, when can we see controlled stake from the pools? Just get on pooltool.io. You can actually sort by controlled stake. Bloom, my first pool, is actually the second biggest pool in the entire network. It's pretty surreal for me. It's crazy that I can even say that right now. I know it's not going to last for very long as IOHK puts their pools out and Emergo puts their pools out, but I really feel like I'm a part of history here, man. Being number 2, even if it's just for a few days, is beautiful, man. It's awesome, and I really appreciate all your guys' support, and I wouldn't be here without you guys, so. Anthony said, Digital Fortress just came up. He has 130 million. He must have been talking to some whales, man, so it looks like we're third place. It was good timing for me to say it wouldn't last long, but I'm happy with third place, man. Yep, Rick had to come take me right during my live stream. It's pretty funny. But we got about 40 more seconds in this live stream, so if you guys got any more questions, keep them coming. I will end it right after I finish the last question. Also, if you guys like Bloom and you want to support Bloom directly, look at the t-shirts down below. Also stake to our pool. I also have ADA donation links. I have super chats on here. Been working for free for months, and things are about to change. I want my FPV said, thanks for the vid. Steak with Bloom a few days ago. Hello from San Francisco. Hello, man. What's up? Thanks for staking with Bloom. I really appreciate it. Mr. JT said, done. Delegated to Bloom. Used Ada Light and a part of Rick's pool. Heck yeah, man. Thanks for delegating to me and Rick. We really appreciate it. Rick's an awesome guy. I really appreciate him letting me come on the Cardano Effect and announce my pool, man. That was a really cool moment for me. Mulaney said, thank you so much for your beautiful spirit, passion, and perseverance and trustworthiness. Stay awesome. Asking hubby for a t-shirt for my birthday coming up. Happy to support you. Keep it real. I will keep it real. I really appreciate your support and your nice comments, man. It really helps me keep going. It makes me feel good. But yeah, I got one more question, and I'll close it out. Do you think a PC maker would load a stake mechanism on PC? I don't know what that means, man. August 18th is pay day. You're right, man. And Bloom Block Party. I hope you guys all make it to that. I'm going to go ahead and close out. I want to say thank you again for all the support to Bloom, for my channel. Great things are coming soon, guys. It's really surreal for me. I've had a lot of fun doing all this stuff, and I'm going to keep doing it. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful week. It is Monday, but it is the start to the first Epoch. So, well, not really the first one, but the first Grande boy. But I hope you guys all have a good day. Goodbye.